everyone, Jess here, and today I'm joined with Andrew Watterson from Southwest Airlines. Thank you for joining me today.
Thanks for the opportunity.
Of course, it's great to have you here. So if we look at how the industry is evolving, what are the most pressing challenges airlines are up against today?
Well, the most pressing challenge right now is the shortage of aircraft. If you go back a year or a little bit less, it was a shortage of labor, specifically skilled labor coming out of COVID. And so we're all frantically looking for pilots and how to kind of get and train and hire more pilots. And that switched just in the last few months to being aircraft constrained, as Boeing is unable to deliver the aircraft they promised to us and others, and Airbus operators are grounding aircraft that are powered by the geared turbofan. So now we're in a world where you're struggling to get the supply to meet demand. And so that's something we wish we were being proactive about, but we're actually being reactive as we adjust to this new world.
And you spoke about how this has sort of switched around. Is it the case that the labour shortages are no longer such a problem, or is it they're being outweighed by these new supply issues?
It's more the case that's being outweighed by the new supply issues. There is still, a shortage of skilled labor over a longer horizon, as you see people who are retiring out of the airline business who are skilled mechanics or pilots or other trades. And so over a longer horizon, there needs to be a solution. It's just no longer a this year problem, it's a next year problem.
Absolutely. And with the industry striving for innovation, what areas do you think emerging technology has the most potential to offer significant change?
I think the areas that can help really multiply the efforts of the labor. We've had a run up, at least in the United States, of labor costs coming out of COVID, especially the skilled labor once again. And so, in the U.S. at least, labor costs are about 40% of your cost structure, and customers want cheap tickets. So how do you reconcile the two? You need more productivity from your labor. So innovations that help amplify or multiply the efforts of your employees so they can create more output with the same level of labor is what we need. So innovations targeting that area are certainly valuable to us.
And then in terms of strategic priorities, what are you focusing on in the coming year or even longer, and how are you laying the foundations for these now?
So, coming out of COVID, even though it's been a few years, customer preferences and travel patterns have changed, and I think that's leading to us to reconsider our product and value proposition. There's a little bit less business travel. We have as many business travelers, but the number of trips each traveler takes is reduced. And so that leaves, certain times of year, day of week, empty seats. So you need to backfill with leisure travel. And so changing our product to that changing mix is important. And also, we find that customers are a little more willing to pay up for some luxury. Not supreme luxury, but just a little more. They'll pay a little more money for a little more luxury. So how do you get that quite right is a challenge for us. So we're studying that right now. We have an investor day coming up in September. We'll unveil the next steps in our product, but that'll be something over the next year that we're fine-tuning to adapt to the new customer.
Absolutely. And are you anticipating the reduced business travel lasting? Do you think it's still a repercussion for the pandemic, or is it here to stay now?
Every kind of downturn, after the GFC we saw a downturn in business travel. Each economic downturn does lead to business travel kind of being a little bit sluggish for a while. What's maybe different this time is the kind of professional classes are not in the office as much as they used to be. And if you're not in the office, you can't go see your client. If he or she's not there on a Friday, you don't go see them. And so as long as we see the kind of in the office patterns change, it's hard for business travel to get back to its previous rhythm, if you will.
That makes perfect sense. And if we think about events like Aviation Festival Americas, how do they help to drive innovation in the industry?
Well, it's a good opportunity to see what's going on kind of out in the world, so to speak. If you're in your head office or you're out in your operation, you get to see things, but you get a little insular without realizing it. So come into a Aviation Festival, you see others in the industry, you can talk to them about what they're doing, see the vendors who have new products, and they start to spark ideas, and you don't know what you don't know, and when you see a booth that's got something interesting, it gets you thinking about what are the possibilities for your airline.
Fantastic. Well, thank you for joining me today and sharing your insights.